Hey, it's Michael Saul, also known as Tiny. This is the market video for the week of March 16th, 2015. If you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday, have a great day. All right, so let's take a look at what happened last week. We pulled back, we got the nice day Thursday, and then we pulled back again on Friday. Now, this candle is wrong here on the SPY. This didn't happen, this upper wick. I mean, if you look at the 5-minute chart, you'll see, and we went up a little bit off of the open. We pushed down and then we went up a little bit, but we didn't go as high as it's saying here on the daily chart. That's why you always have to cross-reference these indexes when you're dealing with TradeStation. Not saying that it's a bad platform. I love it. I think it's one of, if not the best charting programs out there, but you always got to just make sure the data is clean. Otherwise what, though? Let's talk about that for a second. Let me stop myself there. Otherwise, what happens here? It doesn't really hurt the analysis, but it might. Sometimes it might, So in this case, it really doesn't. Anyway, we're holding at the 50-day moving average here. If this releases, I'm looking for this to go down to the 200-day moving average. We have our Fibonacci retracement. If we throw it up here, we made it back to the 50%. You got the 78.6, which is right around the 200-day, so maybe it doesn't make it totally down to that, but, the 78.6 is definitely a level to watch if this gives way. There is a lot of talk. I did a lot of reading this weekend, more than usual, a lot of talk about a big crash coming, and I sent out an email to my list. If you want to get on the list, just sign up, about the dollar. A nice article about the dollar. Now, I'm looking at the euro versus the dollar because basically this is just an inverse chart. So as you just have to flip it over for the dollar. I guess I could put up the dollar, but I don't I don't subscribe to it. So, but there it is. It's delayed. Now this is we're set here for the dollar to have the biggest quarter since I think 1992. I could be wrong, but whatever it is, it's going to be a very big quarter. And Bank of America and other people, I think Bank of America is the one who said it, that a big financial event is coming. So it's, again, is it fear mongering? No, it's using past statistics and when the dollar rallies like this. So, what could it be? Could it be Greece leaving the European Union? That could be something, or could it be a rate hike? I don't know what it is, but there are a lot of people rattling lots of sabers. They're talking about the market, getting a big event. So just beware of it. That could, now of course the event would likely lead to volatility, but even just now that everybody's talking about it, what will happen is when they start bringing it up on a day-to-day basis, that can even shake the market. All right, so we all have to be on our toes here because this is, there could be a nice little increase of volatility here. Could it wind up being nothing? Absolutely. But, it's more the talk about the event than the actual event, okay? And of course, if there is a big, huge event, then the euro could get creamed, the dollar could rally, the market could crash. If there's another type of event, of course, all that is possible. All right, but whether it's probable or not, that's for another discussion, okay? So right now, if the bulls can't get off their butt here and get us going, get us back over the short-term moving averages, then I believe that we have more downside to be seen. I still do not believe this is the high. Could it be the head of a Head and Shoulders? Yes. But in order for that to happen, we'd have to come down, put the second part of the neckline in, then come up and form the right shoulder. I don't think the high is in here. Here's the Qs down to the 50-day moving average. They broke out of their pennant to the downside here. Want to watch to see if the 50-day moving average comes in as support. Here's the Russell, which is acting pretty good relative strength-wise. Okay, the Russell's definitely acting good, and the mid-caps aren't acting terribly. And the Dow, which don't really care as much about, also looks like the SPY. All right, so what I'm looking for this week is I want to see what happens. I'm going to use the IVV because it's easier for me to draw my lines, and you guys know I have a trend line fetish. So, I want to see what happens here. Do we get another candle inside this? Do we get a couple of candles? And it doesn't necessarily have to be inside this candle. It could be, but it could be continue to fill out this and then eventually break one way or the other. On the upside, it's got to get through these short-term moving averages. On the downside, we got that 78.6% retracement, and then which is around 202, I believe. I just had it up on the SPY. Or I'm sorry, we're using the SPY. That's why it's not up anymore. On the SPY, yeah, it was right around right around 20. I gotta put it up again. I could edit this out, but hey, why do that? Yeah, right around 201. Okay, so, and then you got the 200-day just below that. All right, so that's what I'm looking at in the market this week. I'm going to quickly go through the sectors. If you want more information on stocks and stuff, come to the market strategy session, which is Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, or at least get on the list at paulandsaul.com so you can get the replay if you can't make it live. Okay, semiconductors look like they're in a nice pullback here. See if they come out of it. Banks, I mean, they're a little sloppy here, but they're not looking bad. They're above the moving averages. Okay, here's the broker-dealer index. Really nice. Got to look at Goldman. Goldman's lagging here. And Morgan doing a little bit better, but then you got a stock like Legg Mason, which was doing good, and that's not doing good either. So, I mean, broker-dealer's up here and acting well. All right, let's look at a couple of quick stocks. Apple. Yeah, pulling back here. I mean, look, it was very extended up here. Do I think the high is in on Apple? No. This wasn't a sell the watch event because the watch didn't get brought out here. It looks like it is a pullback, though, with the overall market. And, it is a pullback since the watch day. I don't think the watch announcement was the event, though. That's my opinion. And maybe I'm just being, maybe because I wound up liking the watch that now. Maybe I'm just being obtuse. Maybe it is because of the watch announcement, but it looks to me just like an orderly pullback for now. Okay, Amazon. Yeah, I mean, this got overbought too. This looks like the SPY, right? It's consolidating here, except it's not on the 50-day, but it's doing this little consolidation. So we want to put our lines around it and see which way this is going to break. What else? Netflix. Yeah, it looks like it wants to go to that 50-day moving average. A lot of these patterns look the same. Google. And, this isn't, well, it could. Yeah, I mean, when you're in a coil, you have to wait and see. So, yeah, I'm on the fence here, but it's not going to be for long because we're going to move one way or the other out of these patterns. Okay, we already looked at Goldman. Bank of America is consolidating here. Okay, let's look at bonds quick. Yeah, so bonds are interesting also. They are coiled up here. I want to see which way they're going to go from here. They kind of lurch down, and they're getting a nice spring here. But, you got to watch this 50-day moving average up here on the upside, and also this resistance to see if that comes into play. Sorry. Gold. Yeah, gold looks coily to me, and gold looks like it's going to retest, if not break those lows down there from November. Here's silver, looking a little bit better than gold, but not by much. Here's crude oil, new lows. I mean, I've been talking about, me thinking that oil was going lower here and that this is just a correction. I still think oil's going lower. I'm not a real textbook Elliott wave guy, but I mean, this could be the middle of this could be like a 4 of 3. I don't know. I'm bad with counts. I just, right now the pattern looks like it's going lower. Let's see, okay? So here's wheat. See if that rolls from here. Corn. Yeah, corn looks like it could potentially break this level and try to trade lower here for a while. Soybeans also looks like that. Like they want to go lower. Here's coffee. Yeah, I mean, could be a small W here, but I'm not looking to pick spots to get long here. This looks like it's in a pretty good downside move. Sugar also looks like it's moving to the downside here. So let's see. We did the euro. We looked at the euro quick, but look, my stance remains the same. I think the euro is going to par minimum and perhaps all-time lows against the dollar. I think that the dollar fronted pairs. Okay, like the Japanese yen, the dollar yen looks higher. I keep trying to put a. Okay, here's a dollar CAD, looks higher. Okay, and here's the Aussie dollar versus dollar, that looks lower. To me, and I told this to somebody, wrote me an email and asked me my opinion on the charts. To me, it looks like the momentum favors the downside on the euro, and I would be watching short-term lifts with short-term rallies, bounces for potential shorting ops in the euro dollar, the Aussie versus the dollar, and then I'd be looking for short-term dips for buying opportunities on the dollar yen, the dollar CAD. Okay, so that's what I'd be looking for if I was gonna dip my foot into the currencies. So to wrap it up, all right, here we go. So here's the SPY with the 78 points with the Fibonacci. Looks like we are coiled up and ready to move on a number of stocks, as well as the S&P and the Dow. The Russell looks the best. It's outperforming for now. Okay, the NASDAQ is pulled back to the 50-day moving average. If the bulls can get us back over these short-term moving averages and get the momentum back, then the upside, the uptrend, and the upside could be continuing. If not, and it wants to flush, we do have potential support here, but I think it gets to the 78.6 / the 200-day. Have a great week. I will talk to you either via the daily email if you sign up, or I will see you in the market strategy session if you register, and I will see you there. Have a great trading week. Be on your toes here. Could get a little wild.